only have this much saved up and no more income coming in. Because if you don't have income coming in and you do something wrong in Forex and then you lose it and you keep on putting in money and then your investment pile or your savings pile shrinks and you're not getting any younger, it's going to be devastating for you. So the third category are people who still have income and who are not yet, or even if they're retired but they still have income coming in, then yes, Forex might be for you. If you don't have income coming in and you're looking at this as an income coming in for you, then no.
You have to have multiple sources of income.
Correct. Because Forex, when you get into it, think of it as, if I make money, I make lots of money. But if I lose money, at least I still have other income to compensate for that.
Okay, going back to the $300 that you told for a startup.
Yeah.
How long does that person need to leave it there, or how long can he leave it there and make money?
Well, that's a good question. Generally there are two kinds of ways to make money in the Forex market. One is to be an active investor. When I say active investor, like you trade on a day-to-day basis or day trading. And there would be the passive investor. In Forex, between the two, passive investing is, of course, easy. You plunk your money there, you leave it for a while, and then you wait. The problem with passive investing is that the risks are a lot higher. Why? Because the market can turn on a dime. And when I say turn on a dime, it can turn very, very fast. As in 1 minute, you're making lots of money. You turn around, you look at something catches your eye, you go back to the screen, you're down in a matter of minutes. So passive investing or longer term investing is one way, but I wouldn't recommend it for the not so seasoned, not veteran traders. The other one, or active investing or day trading, is faster, meaning to say you go into the computer, you go into the Forex market, and you buy today, you sell after an hour. You buy again after 5 hours, you sell again after, so much. And you can do that 24 hours a day. You don't make that much of a profit per deal. In fact, you may lose some in those deals. But if you compile it at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, it comes up to be something good. This one is, for me, a lot more work, but a lot safer because, safe is a relative term. No? It's a lot safer because you can monitor your money every time you're trading actively. Versus the long-term trading, you just plunk it in and then you just monitor it on a day-to-day basis. So between the two, I would suggest the active trading more. You start off there.
But if you do active trading, then if you're, let's say you have a regular job and then you're actively trading, you might not be focused on your regular job.
That's one of the problems of my students, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I tell my students this. Even though the market is open 24 hours a day, don't trade 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Because first of all, we're only human. We need sleep. We need eat. But also, it's very addictive. So what I've done through the years, because I've fallen into that addiction trap, is that I've learned how to schedule my trades. And this is one thing that I teach my students. Don't trade because you have free time. Trade not because of your time, but trade because there's an opportunity in the market. Now, the opportunities are endless. I mean, from start to finish of the day, there's opportunities. You don't go for each and every opportunity because you want to be a millionaire tomorrow. No. You want to schedule it. And the great thing about being 24 hours is that if you have a day job, right? If you have a day job, don't trade during your job. Don't trade during the day.
Yeah, but what if you miss it? I mean, if it appreciated during the time that you're working.
Don't worry. I've gone through that. Ay, sayang the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
There will be another opportunity coming back in about 5 minutes. So don't worry about it. That's basically the thing that I teach you. You need discipline, definitely.
Well, I guess in every business and every investment opportunity, you always need discipline.
Definitely.
Definitely. And actually, in your life, you need discipline.
But even more so in Forex.
More so in
More
Forex.
so in Forex.
Okay, folks, if you have any questions, please text us at 0917 862 7576. Text or call at 0917 862 7576. We'll have to take a break and we'll see you in a few minutes. Good morning once again. You are watching Investment Academy at the Business Portal. I am your host, Rowena Suarez, and you can just call me Ro. Now for our business portion, for our making sense with money sense, as the saying goes, the journey to making millions begins with a single cent. So for our finance, okay, we have a slide for the. Okay, for our finance watch, as of yesterday, the stock market opened at 4,292.31. It went on a high of 4,295.26 and a low of 4,281.48, and it closed at 4,289.29. Our peso exchange rate, it opened at 43. The dollar opened at 43.550. It went on a high of 43.510. A low of 43.620, and it closed at 43.600. For our business news, banking, business, and finance news. Automakers to wait longer for the new perks. The release of a comprehensive incentive package for local automakers has been deferred in favor of allowing the market forces to boost the industry's export and competitive of a senior trade department official said. Price pressures easing. The chief of Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas said on Saturday that the domestic price pressures were moderately and the recent fall of the oil prices following the release of the emergency stockpiles was positive for an inflation standpoint. The ratings trend for Asia-Pacific firms stable, likely to persist. The overall rating trend for non-financial Asia-Pacific firms outside of Japan stayed stable in the first semester of June and should extend to the end of the year, Moody's Investor Service said yesterday. For our making sense with money sense, the top 10 performing peso bond mutual funds. Number 1 is Cuyco Life Fixed Income Fund. The NAV per share is 1.902 and 1-year return is 12.5%. The minimum initial investment is 5,000. The second is the First Metro Save and Learn Fixed Income Fund. The NAV per share, NAV is net asset value per share, 1.4698 and 1-year return of 11%. The minimum investment is also 5,000. And the third is the ALFM Fund, that's Ayala Life Mutual Fund, Peso Bond Fund, in that NAV per share is 263.38, 1-year return is 7.84. Minimum initial investment is 50,000. Folks, I'm just going to tell you the top 3 for now, and next week I'm going to give you another 3 because if I say the 5, we might lose time, and because we have still a lot to talk about regarding foreign exchange. So we have a texter from telephone number ending 3578. Hi, Ro. How do I start Forex trade online? Mark?
I'd be very happy to start you off. First thing is you want to learn before you trade, right? So don't put in any live money yet. Instead, learn from us. Go to www.forexclubasia.com. Again, that's www.forexclubasia.com and look for Join Us for Free. There's a link there called Join Us for Free. Yes, free. So you just sign up there. And then once you sign up with your email, your name and your email, and then click submit, within a few seconds you'll receive an email from us giving you your username and password, and you can download all the cool stuff that I never had when I started. I created those materials myself, so you're learning from me. Learn there first, and then I do want you to attend my free orientation again. I believe it's July 11. But there's a link there for the schedule of that seminar. Look for Learn for Free. There's a link there. Click on that. It'll give you the details on how to go about attending my session this coming July.
So that's www.forexclubasia.com.
Correct. www.forexclubasia.com.
You might even see me there in your free seminar.
Yeah, you should. I do hope that you come.
Okay, so that's it. What we left off with, how to start. That you said that we should start at least 300, and
Right.
you have to be a passive investor or an active investor.
You can choose, but I suggest you become an active investor first.
How much time does a person need to be watching it in a day?
It depends on how attached you are to your investments, but really, typically, when you start off, you'd probably be at it for about 8 hours in a day, because you're really hooked.
It's like a full-time job.
Yeah, at the start, because you're amazed, you're fascinated. Wow, you're making so much money in so little time. But as you progress and you become a little bit more used to it, right now I only trade once, twice a week, honestly. And my members who follow me also do the same, once, twice, 3 times a week at the most. And you don't really have to be glued to it, because there's a strategy and there's a plan. And I teach that in my courses.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's say right now, let's say I have $300 to spare.
Sure.
I don't know anything. I mean, honestly, I really don't know anything about Forex. I hear about it. I said it seems interesting, but I'm very conservative kasi when it comes
Sure.
to investing. So I don't want to put my foot into it if I don't know anything about it.
You shouldn't.
Yeah. So let's say I have $300. What should I do? I want to put in that. I can gamble that money.
Right.
So should I just stick to dollars or get into other currencies?
I would suggest not keeping your money in dollars at this point. 2 currencies I wouldn't want to keep my money in: dollars and Japanese yen.
Mm-hmm.
The euro is in a problematic state again because of Greece.
Greece, yeah.
It's been the nth time that Greece has had this problem. And you're not just talking about Greece, Spain, Ireland, Portugal. I mean, they're going to be in deep problems also. Euro is another currency I would stay away from at this point as well. I would, however, want to convert some of the money, believe it or not, back to peso. So your dollars, convert it back to peso. Not all, right? Later, I'll show you a strategy for the viewers also. You can also buy some Australian dollar. You can still buy some Canadian dollar,
I heard.
New Zealand dollar. These are currencies that are still very, very in demand, simply because of the state of the economy of these nations. At the same time, the interest rates of the central banks of these nations are still pretty high.
2 questions. What about the Asian currencies? Do you suggest in putting money there?
The only Asian currency that is really traded worldwide is a Japanese yen.
Okay.
And at this point, I don't really recommend that. Not because of their tragedy, but because of what's happened after the tragedy. Because, as I said before, when a country experiences a major catastrophe, I mean, our heart goes out to them, but they have to rebuild. But the problem with rebuilding a country is that, simply put, they have to print more money. And when you print more money, the value of the money goes down. So you don't want to be in that situation, right? That's why I said. But other Asian currencies, most Asian currencies, including the peso, they are not really traded worldwide.
Okay.
If in the stock, in very layman terms, if the stock market, you trade publicly listed companies. In the Forex market, you also trade the floating currencies, and versus the privatized currencies. Privatized currencies are currencies that are controlled by the central bank because they cannot afford external market forces to dictate the price of their currency.
Okay.
China is also privatized. They don't want the yuan or the renminbi to be traded publicly because they want to control the price, and they have to control the price. Otherwise, there's going to be worldwide catastrophe. Same with the Philippines.
So, so again, then the other Asian currencies are really not